What is up, YouTube? In this video, I'm going to be going over exactly how I got into Zapier automation services, built my own unique business model around it, and how you can learn from everything that I've done over the last 2 years in order to save yourself more time, money, and energy, or your clients. This is going to be valuable for really anybody who has an operator-like mindset or somebody who likes to solve puzzles. I've been doing this for around 2 years now, and I own a company called Instant Scalability, which is my agency that I've been building over the last 2 years. I have a few team members that are now helping me out at that level. Yep, I'm at that level now. It's kind of crazy to think, a few years ago I wasn't, but I get so many questions about how did you get into this? How did you find that this was a gap in the market that could be solved? And, is it really that hard to find use cases and implement them into businesses for automation? Should I be, productizing a certain automation and offering it to the market, or should I just be working with clients first and learning? Guys, there's no roadmap. I didn't do it perfectly. I made mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes, and I had to reiterate from those mistakes and ask for feedback from my clients and customers in order to one day build a service model that was sustainable, that really didn't involve too much of myself. It still does. Still working on that part in terms of hiring. But yeah, I'm going to give you guys the breakdown of how I got into this. So around 2 years ago, I was just a normal guy in college. I was in a fraternity, and I found this TikTok. As you probably had seen from my other video, I was working in an internship as an operations intern. And so at this internship, I saw a TikTok from Dominic Baptist, who's now one of my business partners, which is crazy to think as well, if you guys have been following this journey. But from there, I decided to pursue GoHighLevel because I thought that instead of doing SMMA or other business models, if I could set up websites for local businesses, and then from there, I could set up automations from their website. If you fill out a contact form, it automatically texts you back. Right there, I thought that was where the money is. And I mean, if you're watching this, you're probably thinking yeah, that's probably where the money is out of all of the tools that GoHighLevel features. And so, or all the features that GoHighLevel has. And so at the same time, I was literally just offering normal GoHighLevel services to a roofing client, and he was paying me $1,500 a month. This was one of my first clients who I didn't even have to come up with pricing. He said, hey, I'm paying these guys $2,000 a month right now. If you could do this better, I'll give you $1,500 a month. So I started doing ads and running them through GoHighLevel into a CRM for $1,500 a month. And then he decided to buy another roofing company and had asked me, is your services, are they going to double? And I said yes, because we're going to be servicing 2 different locations. So I started to manage his ads, and I was making around $3,000 a month from this client. But as you can imagine, the biggest bottleneck was his office manager or himself opening the CRM, opening the app, and responding to the leads. So it looked like everything was going wrong on my end. And this was the first time I ever really learned ads. So I was looking in his CRM for leads that had closed, trying to see what the conversion rate was. And I remember finding one close from a lead that we generated for a roof that was 25 grand. And I was like, holy cow, this just paid for everything he's paid me so far. And so from there, like I said, this was the biggest bottleneck, responding to the leads. And he said, usually we just use a Google Sheet. And from there, I was like, all right, well, let's use a Google Sheet. So I asked my friend James at the time, what should I do? How do I get these leads in the Google Sheet? Do I have to copy and paste them over? He said, bro, there's a tool for this. It's called Zapier. So I said, what's Zapier? So I look up Zapier, and I said, wow, this looks super interesting. I can connect applications together. I guess Google Sheets is an application. I had no idea, right? And so what I did was I set up one Zap for all of his Facebook leads, going not only into GoHighLevel, but then from there going into a Google Sheet. And I renamed the columns exactly like the lead form. And all of a sudden, they were auto-populating into this sheet. And I remember I got a call back from him a few days later. He was like, whatever you did with this Google Sheet, it's insane. And on the back end, I just looked at it as one simple Zap, but on his end, it saved him from canceling my service. And so right there and then was when I really started to understand the value of what even just one simple integration can do. And so then I started thinking, why did I not know about this? Who else knows about this? I started looking it up online. Nobody knows about this. On TikTok, nobody's talking about this. On YouTube, there's a few people talking about it. So I started to educate myself on YouTube from these individuals. And this was at the same time ChatGPT just came out. So ChatGPT had a new integration into Zapier. I started to go crazy with sending not only normal automations, but starting to add AI into them to generate social media content, website content, literally anything that these small businesses I was working for had a gap in. Honestly, I was probably offering them like too much stuff with this automation, and I automated it way too far. But this gave me some really creative ideas to show and share with you guys, because I had nobody to share this with. My roommate didn't care, my friends didn't care, my family didn't care. Nobody cared that I had built this insane AI automation. So I took to TikTok, I said, and if you still look at my video, I'm still like whispering in it because I didn't want my roommates to hear me. And from there, I made a TikTok and it blew up. I said, this is how I built this automation with Google Forms, GoHighLevel, ChatGPT, etc. And these videos started to crush. People like you started seeing these, started saying, wait, what is this tool? I've never seen this tool. And so it was my mission, because I believed GoHighLevel was already, being brought to the market. And my mentor at the time, Dom, had done a fantastic job of essentially offering this to the market and making people familiar with GoHighLevel. So I looked at this as an opportunity for me to say, I'm going to create my own niche. I'm going to create a niche in automation, and I'm going to make videos on setting up Zapier automations. And this was before it even turned into a service. So guys, if you're thinking about doing this as a service, obviously I'm going to help you skip like months and months of learning, but I didn't go into this thinking it was going to be a business. I had my other business, GoHighLevel, and I was, automating and setting up Zaps inside my own agency. And so I was cool. I was just, these videos started to take off and do really well. And it wasn't until somebody finally hit me up and said, we want to pay you $7,000 to set up our systems inside of our agency for a roofing, what are the odds? Not a roofing company, but a roofing marketing agency. So I'm like, you know what, if these guys, after working with them, roofing marketing agency owners, who am I to sit there and help marketers with roofing when there's experts who've done this for years on end, who could do the same exact thing, serve my client better, and I could serve that guy and automate his process of helping roofers. And so this was a full circle moment for me, whether it was life, luck, God, something, to where I came full circle. I said, something clicked. I'm going all in on offering this as a service. And so you can imagine it was pretty messy at the beginning of offering it as a service. I really had no SOPs, no internal documentation, and I had no team members. So I was just, being straight up with my clients. Hey, this is one of my first times setting up these systems, but obviously my TikTok's growing. You're supporting this. You need automations. So they decided to take a risk on me and invest into automation services, where I learned how to better, automate my clients' businesses, help them set up certain software tools that they might not be using. And I started to see like a lot of consulting went into it. A lot of, at the same time, done for you work went into it. And it started to get really hectic because I had more and more leads and I started closing more deals, and I really didn't have the fulfillment process to be able to scale this. So a lot of people would have quit and they would have, ghosted their clients and stopped and just maybe sold a course on Zapier automation. But I went to my clients, I was like, all right, every, part that didn't go smooth, how do you think we could have done better? Do you think this should have been done on a call? Do you think that this could have been done yourself? Do you think we should have done this for you? Obviously, hearing out all of our clients, not just reiterating from one piece of feedback. And here we are today, 2 years later, where I have an entire onboarding process, an entire fulfillment process, a process map going over how I serve my clients, videos for each touch point the client faces, as well as internal assets set up and a project management system for me to work effectively with my clients. AI recording on the calls, sending it right back to clients. None of this happened overnight, but it did happen pretty quickly because I didn't, see these shiny objects. I did see shiny objects. I'll be honest. I did the GoHighLevel affiliate program for a little bit. I still make a little bit of money off that, but that, wasn't worth what now I'm doing today, as well as I tried to build a software application. So guys, I still had these shiny objects, but I saw through it and I eventually realized that I couldn't do that. I couldn't do the shiny objects. I need to build real enterprise value with my brand, going from now working with, back then working with local businesses to now working with clients online. So this is my journey. This is my story. I hope that this can show you guys that it doesn't have to happen quick. It doesn't have to happen overnight. The worst thing that can happen is you don't get a client and now you know how to automate your company. If you ever build a company or if you ever get a job somewhere, if it didn't work out, I would have gone back to that internship I told you about with operations. I would have said, hey guys, I learned Zapier. I'm ready to come back. I think I could help the team out, right? It doesn't matter what the end result was. It was just about the inputs and getting exciting about learning something new and innovating. I look at this as a blue ocean. AI is brand new. Why am I so obsessed with AI? Because it's the first time ever that something could be invented that is brand new, right? You go, centuries without new inventions because of the limit and barrier to entry. But with a computer that can answer any question, you could be the first to solve any problem, no matter who you are. And so that was the most fascinating thing to me. And I became hyper obsessed with doing this and serving the general market with this. And so although it's turned into a company, sometimes I look back and I'm like, wow, how did this start out? What was my original goal with building this? Because it's not money and it's not fame, it's not followers. It was innovation and doing something that excites me. So thank you guys so much for your time in this video. I hope that this can open your eyes on, how you can learn from what I've done and what mistakes I've made, as well as what I've learned working with my clients. If you are interested in joining our school community, I'll leave a link down below. If you're interested in working with myself inside of our mentorship, I'll also leave a link down below to apply and see if you qualify. And if you want to work with my agency, Instant Scalability, and you want me to set up systems inside of your company with you and my team, then you can also click the link down below. But in the meantime, guys, thank you so much. If you could like this video, share it with somebody who you thought was valuable, comment down below. I'm going to be answering some questions. I'll see you in the next one.